happy Halloween. Hello everybody, Funny Doofenshmirtz mashup guy Jibby here, but I bet you thought I was Snorlax with my super realistic costume there. Now I love Halloween because it allows me to get a bit creative, as for the past 5 years I have built a walkthrough haunted house because I love seeing other people get scared to counteract the fact that I live in a constant state of fear myself. Now I wasn't planning on doing a haunted house this year as I was supposed to be away for my first year of college, but, 2020 happened, and since I'm at home doing Zoom University, I felt like I had to do something to celebrate my favorite holiday. I'm not gonna throw a Halloween party, not only because of the pandemic, but also because that would require the scariest thing of all: human interaction. Instead, I'm going to stick to my guns, and as the title suggests, attempt to create the ultimate Halloween display. I'm talking lasers, and explosions, and fireworks, and I don't actually have any of that. I'm gonna light a pumpkin on fire. So I started things off with the tombstones, which I made a few years ago out of insulation foam and Drylock paint, which I then used rebar to stick into the ground like so.
Nice!
Now that the tombstones are done, it's time for fencing, baby! Now I made the fencing with just 3 simple steps. I cut the wood, I applied stain to the wood, and then I drilled the wood together and stuck it into the ground, and just like that, you've got yourself some spooky fences. I then put up some corn stalks, some wooden crosses, a skeleton friend, and set up the lighting, but still felt like there was something missing. So naturally I went out into the woods and looked for some branches to make into a tree. However, upon doing this, I realized that I was the creepy guy walking around the trails behind his former high school with a camera picking up sticks, so I grabbed the few branches that I could find and promptly left. When I got back, I zip-tied them together, and just like that, you got yourself a tree and the base of the display is done. Now this all started when I saw a flaming pumpkin decoration at Home Depot, which got me thinking, what if I just lit an actual pumpkin on fire? Wouldn't that be kinda cool, kinda quirky, kinda epic? So that's exactly what I did. As you can see here, I carved a nice little face into the pumpkin.
I like your cut, G.
By the way, if you don't know what you're doing, don't try this at home, for I am a trained professional idiot. So I brought the pumpkin outside, and as you can see here, my first try was not very successful as it gave a very small flame, so I just shoved a bunch of paper and poured a bunch of lighter fluid onto the pumpkin and just tried again. And it definitely worked. It was a flaming pumpkin, but it was at that moment that I realized something. I brought this pumpkin into the world just for him to suffer. What kind of life is that? What kind of a father am I? I need to end his suffering before it's too late. Now this is where things start to get a bit more interesting. Isn't that right, Jibby Jr.? I wanted to start things off with the skeleton right here because I wanted to turn him into a gravedigger prop, but that would require changing his onboard audio. Now I don't know how to hack into electronics or code or any of that, but what I do know how to do is plug this aux cord attached to my phone into the back of his head and play whatever I want. Now what's the scariest audio possible for the skeleton to play? That's right, Weezer. I then gave our friend some clothes and a shovel, and it was time to put out the rest of the props. We got scarecrows, more scarecrows, this guy, another skeleton friend with Jibby Jr., skull, a trick-or-treater, dead flowers, creepy girls, headless girls, ghouls, and goblins. Now all we needed was for night to roll in so that I could record the display in all of its glory. So that about does it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I definitely had a lot of fun making it, and I'm very happy with how the display ended up turning out. If you did enjoy it, why don't you leave a like and subscribe, or don't. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I do want to give a huge thank you to all the support that I've been getting recently. It really means a lot to have an audience for my videos, and I hope you guys all stick around because I've got a lot of ideas for videos up in there. But until then, goodbye.